Dia dah live ni. Dia live tak?
Dah.
Kat YouTube. Oh, okay dah. Okay. Morning everyone. It's 12 a.m. Okay, wait ah. Okay, Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum and a very good morning to everyone and a very good night to any of you wherever you are. Because somewhere on earth the sun is rising and somewhere on earth it's time to sleep. And this morning, me and my friends will be initiating
Cakap aja.
we'll be initiating a podcast, and we'll discuss on the mechanism later, but this will be our very first episode, and our topics today is, as stated in the title, COVID-19 from students' perspective. So I would like to start our podcast today by introducing ourselves. Me, I am Anas Hayyan, a student from International Islamic University Malaysia, a second year political science student from Kuliah of Islamic Religious Knowledge and Human Sciences. And basically, the idea for us to initiate this podcast came from my friend, like not here, but my friends who started doing podcasts also. So I thought that it would be interesting to venture in this kind of broadcast, because we are living in movement control order period, and we all know that we cannot go anywhere, and here we are trying to discuss some important and interesting topic for anyone to see. Okay, now we'll start with brother Rafiki, one of my close friend in IUM and Malaysia also. So maybe you could tell us a little bit about yourself. Yes,
Okay.
please.
Nervous. My name
The whole
is
world, the whole world is watching.
MasyaAllah. So my name is Ya Allah. My name is Rafiki Akmal bin Shamsul Nizam. I am a second year first semester student currently studying accounting in Kuliah of Economics and Management Sciences, IUM. I live in KL, and I am also close friends with Anas Hayyan and Rafiq Syahmi.
Close friend IG?
I don't have close friend IG.
Me too. Maybe brother Rafiq has.
Oh,
Maybe.
secret.
That's it.
Yeah, that's it.
Okay.
Rafiq.
Thank you, brother Rafiki. We can proceed with Rafiq Syahmi now.
Wait, I'm kind of confused because it's inverted. So I'm actually going to the left, going to the right.
Yeah,
Very
me too.
You're not
Yeah.
moving, Anna. So,
Yeah.
like, yeah.
Okay. Continue.
All right. So my name is Rafiq Sahmi, second year economics. Nothing much. I'm a student, which is why I qualify to be invited by our esteemed host, Brother Anas. I very much appreciate for him to extend the olive branch to me to attend this live. Thank you.
So
Thank
basically,
you to everyone also for tuning in.
yes, thank you so much for our viewers.
Just in case, I just want to say that Brother Rafiki here is blueberry.
What is blueberry? I forgot already. Okay, so I think we can start our topic for today, which is COVID-19 perspective from the students itself. So, as you all heard before, What is Brother Fiki freezing? Are you cold? Wait, what's happening? Bro, wait, bro. Wait, guys, I think there's a technical problem. Is it or is it no problem? Why are they? Hmm, one sec. 1 second.
2 seconds.
Okay, you're back. Where's Brother Fiki?
Sorry, sorry. Internet. Not quite good.
Oof. Oh, I think maybe we can buy some time since until Brother Fiki come back. Okay,
Where to buy? 7-Eleven.
uh, 7-Eleven close already.
Oh,
Okay,
close, close.
actually, until what time? Actually, the
I think it's until
shop
8 o'clock.
8 p.m.
Yeah,
8 a.m. until 8 p.m.
8 a.m. until 8
Maybe we can read some of the comments. But I thought you guys are four flat. There's only three people. Where's the other one? If you know, the
Oh,
name four flat doesn't resemble four people. It resembles four flat, 4.00 CGPA or GPA. Yeah? So maybe you could take note on that. Is it true, brother Rafiq?
oh, fun fact. I never got 4 flat, man.
Me too. I never. Welcome back,
Yeah,
brother Vicky. We we were reading the comments. It says that they thought we are four flat, but there's only three people. Where's the other one? No, it doesn't matter three or four, but the
Mhm.
spirit is still four people, and
yeah.
it's not
Spirit,
four flat fam because of four members,
spirit is
right?
4 people. Only
Yes,
guys.
yes.
Yep.
And there's one more. Where are your other four flat fam? Oh, okay.
Brother Il
Uh, yes,
currently on a meeting,
yes. He's pretty occupied.
pretty occupied. Mm.
Okay, we will carry on with our topic for today, students' perspective of COVID-19. As we know that we were hit by COVID-19 since I think January. It started to spread among Malaysians, which I think the first virus was spread because of Malaysians that went abroad and coming back to Malaysia. So we have seen that the government, even though that there's been a political turmoil in the political scene in Malaysia, but right now I think they are handling it quite well. And
Mhm.
today, actually, only 30 plus people were affected by coronavirus.
Really
So
nice.
I think, yes, that is very impressive with zero death. So Alhamdulillah, with the current situation of COVID-19 in Malaysia right now. So, but I think we want to discuss this issue regarding the students' perspective on COVID-19. Because as you all see, we are all at home. It's supposed to
Mhm.
be our semester. Yes, it's supposed to be our normal semester right now. We should be stressing with exams, programs, right? Brother Rafiki, right? A lot of programs. And so I think this is what people say is the new normal, where
Mhm.
everyone is at home. Everyone is not at where they are supposed to be right now, and everyone is adjusting. So I think because I invite both of them not only because they are my close friends, but they are student leaders at their university at IUM at their respective department. So maybe we will start with Brother Rafiq and like how are you? I mean like do you hold any position right now, and how do you cope with this new normal as we say? Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Brother Anas, for your um, hosting this. Um, for now, we have currently, as a student, you have to cope with things that are happening on the go. There are no concrete things. We do not know when is COVID-19 gonna end. We do not know when is this PKP going to be ending. I'm pretty sure it's not gonna end at 29 April. So we are dealing with a lot of what do you call it, uncertainties. We do not know a lot of things. Things are happening way too fast for our student brain to catch up. So I think like for the people to be, we need to calm down as a student. the fast pace that is happening around this PKP is something that we need to actually box down. We need to calm down, find a time for yourself to think. What will you do during this PKP? What can you do? What will you do? And what can you do in your free time? Because as a student, a Malaysian student that has been in the system since from kindergarten, it's all exams, it's all tests, it's all assignments, it's all things that are happening, and then you find that in one time you don't have anything to do for like these 2 months, or like for these past few months. You feel empty because all your life you only been studying things, you've only been doing school. So you must ask yourself, what is your life outside school? You must find yourself, build a stable foundation for your for your own self reflect on who are you outside of the school system, because our whole life are dictated by the school system, and once we are evicted from it, we can't um, we can't cope, and that will lead to a lot of people having depression, mental illness. I think that's one of the reasons too. Yeah.
That is very true, Brother Rafiq, because our lives revolves on us being in like this system where we have to receive education. Wow, after after speaking already, you buffer. Okay, now okay. So our lives revolves around like this system where we go to school education for like 20 years, 24 years, then we'll go to work, then after that have family and all that stuff. So this makes us rethink our not only purpose in life but also what is the true meaning of education, because maybe people would say that education is only school, education is university, but actually education is much more than that, and it could be rethink. So I think, if you guys don't know, Rafiq Shami here is the chairperson of Bachelor of Economic Council in IIUM. So president of economic in the time of COVID-19. So I think he has a lot of responsibility here. Okay, maybe we'll move on to Brother Rafiki. Okay, Brother Rafiki, like Brother Rafiq, he hasn't mentioned anything about what he's doing right now. He's a chairperson and stuff.
Uh,
Maybe you could start with what is your role that you're holding
mhm,
inside or outside IUM, and how are you adjusting to this MCO that is currently being approved in Malaysia?
mhm. All right. Thank you very much, Anas. So
Wow,
first of
you're
all,
welcome.
I think in terms of
Buffer,
the
buffer.
effects of MCO, um, it's obviously very disappointing, especially when you are in the student society. Last year I am in BACC Council, Bachelor of Accounting Council. So we planned quite a lot, and we had a lot of new vision and mission to achieve this year. We want to be more than what we want to achieve more than what we had in the past. But unfortunately, because of this unprecedented situation, we obviously were not able to do as much to realize our mission and vision. So, Bachelor of Accounting Council, of course, the ultimate objective is to be able to help the accounting students with the outside class stuffs. I am currently holding the position of student development head, so which would mean it is kind of my responsibility to ensure that whatever we do, we will, kind of ensure that we will be able to contribute to accounting students in a way that we can help them improve their soft skills, their industry knowledge, and all. So obviously, that that didn't happen. That didn't go too well, especially with the emergence of COVID-19 pandemic. So that's for the first part. Can you repeat the second part of the question? Sorry, I forgot.
So like maybe you could share with us how are your society coping with this
Uh,
MCO and like this whole COVID-19 situation?
mhm.
Yes.
Okay, so I mean, for me, because uh, because what do you call that? So I'm an orphan, so I don't. my father's not alive anymore, so I am kind of the head of the household. So it is sort of my responsibility to get the groceries, to buy any essentials if we ever run out of them. So fortunately for me, I was able to most of the time just go outside in a very restricted manner. I cannot go outside for a long time. Obviously, you have to keep the social distance and all. But yeah, that's kind of the way that I'm able to cope. Like, I think it's kind of lucky for me because I can go outside. But in terms of the things that I, as a student, can do, I think recently I learned. I kind of read a lot of books. So the books, I'm actually surprised that I haven't been reading all this year. To be honest with you, I read books and all. It really helped a lot, even though I cannot do anything much right now. But it really just gave like a new positive outlook on, potentially how life's gonna be after COVID-19 pandemic. So basically, the way I cope with it is, I go outside if I need to, and do something productive. Because even though doing something productive can be like uh, tiring, you can really just start. The starting is the hardest part, but once you like get on with it, it actually gets fun eventually. Also, I want to someone's asking, should we
Yeah.
invest in Wahid right now?
Oh,
My comment on that is that
yeah. Accounting
it doesn't
student.
matter. It doesn't matter
Yeah.
because at the end of the day, Wahid investment they use robo investors or AI. So
Yeah.
these AI are designed to minimize the risk and try to um, maximize your return. So it doesn't matter anyway because the ones making the decision are the robots.
Yeah.
So you just put in your money and then the robots do the stuffs. So I think it doesn't really matter, but it matters a lot if you want to invest in the stock market for yourself. I will give you an example because I was actually investing in stock market. Um, for the past 2 weeks, I saw that a lot of stocks are going like way
Yeah.
below.
Yeah.
So I know for a fact that it won't go any lower. It'll go up. So I invested in Star Media paper.
Yeah. Okay. Wow.
So 5 days
Star.
ago, it was 27 cents. So I bought around 300 shares. So like that's 80 something. And today the price went up to 34 cents. So like that's about 7 plus 7. Yeah. So 7 cents each. So I made 21 ringgit easily
Oh, that's
from that.
very, very interesting because maybe like for me, I'm a political science student. I don't know if it's like a political, like a HS things or it is like because I don't know anything about the stock market actually. You know, like maybe
Right.
we can set another session for you to teach us on how to do stock, like how to invest in stock. I think so. Thank you so much for your enlightening answers. Maybe
For
okay,
taking a
brother
long time.
Rafiq. Hey, it's okay. It's chill out, you know. Rafiq Shami is like this, guys, because like when once he go out of the life, he will freeze. So that's why he freeze. Maybe that's for the comment that we're talking about Rafiq. Okay,
Sorry, guys. Matters. Personal matters.
it's okay. We understand. Busy people. Um, so what do you guys think? Because you know MCO is a movement control order, and you guys can see like during the early period of movement control order where everyone were worried about the decision that will be made by the university's administration, and surprisingly, not surprisingly, but I think all of us are very grateful that IUM has made a very understanding decision because they have taken, I think, props to IM Student Union for making the surveys. They said they received around like thousands of surveys regarding the
Mhm.
online classes that might be held before, but then it was like they postponed the semester due to people's lack of resources. Because not only resources, because some people are living at a place where there's no internet at all. Maybe they have to go outside of their home but now they cannot go outside to receive the internet connection, and some of them have like responsibility, just like brother Rafiki. He said like he's running the errands at house, like he has to go outside, has to take care of the family. So everyone is not being themselves fully when they're at home. And like fully, I mean as a student lah, because like their responsibility at university, of course, they only have to study and maybe to manage any of the societies that they are managing. But at home, it's a really different thing. Maybe once like you want to go to like once you want to have a meeting or online class, then your mom will call you to wash the dishes or something. You cannot say no, you know. So at university, maybe yeah, yes, you can do everything, you can do anything that you want. But at home is a really different thing. So for your information, for the viewers, IUM has postponed their semester until 1st of June. But if you see the other universities, some of them they are starting online classes next week. For example, UPM, I think they're starting on 27th or 24th of April. And that is very worrying because I don't think that they are really taking care of the students' welfare in term of them having a high quality learning environment. Because as you all know, even if I have full bar internet, full 5G internet at home, I might still not understand whatever the teacher is saying because like this environment, this online thing,
Mhm.
even though that we have been like bestowed by this online thing for so long, but this type of learning is not much uh, promoted before. So if you guys see in UPM, they will start next week. UITM also, that's very surprising. UITM is starting also their online classes. And I saw on Twitter once, they said, oh, come on, guys, if you don't have internet, you can just postpone your semester. So basically, these people are saying, like, okay, if you guys are poor, don't have to study. So maybe I think there's a lack of empathy in the first place. They don't know the real situation. Some people are very out of touch with the reality. Okay, maybe we can go back to our topic for today. The like our perspective as students on COVID-19. So for both of you, maybe we'll start with Brother Rafiki again. Rafiq, sorry. As a student leader, do you think the university's postponement of semester is the right decision, or maybe we can hear from your side?
Thank you, Brother Anas. Sorry, I was buffering for a bit. Rafiki, relax, relax.
It's okay. It's okay. We understand. Personal matter.
Um,
Sorry,
I
that was me.
think I think it's a good decision to extend the semester or postpone the semester because let me give you a scenario. My friend, he is currently studying in KPM, College Mara, College Practical Mara or something, studying in accounting. So imagine accounting, diploma in accounting. He will be having his test midterm online and also his finals will be online. So imagine if you have online finals for accounting, bro. That for me, I don't think you can. It's conducive. He didn't even bring his book back because the only thing that he brought back with him to his
True.
house was just
That's very correct.
himself. So like his himself and his clothes, of course, but of course you can't expect everyone to be ready for online classes, especially when you are just trusted in this COVID-19. You are not like preparing from a year before, like okay, like maybe a year before you're saying that okay, we're gonna have online classes for this semester. So you are giving ample time for like 1 year or 3 months, 4 months for people to prepare, maybe buy their own modem, buy their own unify if they can't, and like maybe university can provide them Wi-Fi or things like that. So if you give ample timing, of course people can be prepared for your online classes. But if you don't, it's just going to create another hassle, and it's not going to be a conducive semester for everyone, not for the lecturer, not for the student, also not for the staff. It's going to be having a lot of problems in every levels. It doesn't matter. It's not just the student that are facing problems. Of course, the lecturer and of course the staff also are facing the problems. And these things affect university in every level. You can't just expect university to go to online classes after years and years of physical classes. And of course, like online classes, the base, the things that are used are different. You don't have any standardized one. Some people use Google Classroom, some people use Zoom, some people use. It might seem, typical or like trivial for people who have a lot of spaces in their phone, a lot of spaces in your laptop. But imagine those people who have like a very basic phone who can only hold 32 gig and they can't download no more than one platform, online platform. So if every lecturer are using different platform, it will be such a hassle for this person to change from the other platform to this platform. So I want to emphasize that everyone are distressed, and you don't have to add on that distress feelings of them by having online classes. You are just going to make things worse. That's why people are having depression and mental illness and all that. Because in facing COVID-19, not just people, you don't like, there's no different people who are facing different problems. Everyone is facing it. Everyone is facing COVID-19. And on top of that, you have to go on with your daily life as if nothing happened. That is not what is happening right now. Everything is changed. This COVID-19 is not just like a typical virus like H1N1 or malaria. It's bigger than that. It's going to be more than maybe years until we find the solution for this. Yeah, I think that's it. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Brother Rafiq, of such an amazing answer. Because as you said, also like this COVID-19 is not the only problem that all of us are facing right now. Probably this is the only problem that all of us are facing at the same time, but different people have like different problems in different households. So maybe Brother Rafiki, you want a brother, Oh, brother, okay, okay. maybe Rafiki, if you want to add a little bit more on like the university's decision and also your thought on online classes
Mm-hmm.
as
Buffer, buffer.
an accounting student. Okay, we will.
Student.
Rafik, okay.
Excuse me.
Don't laugh, brother Rafiki.
You're making him laugh.
Okay.
Maybe you
All
can
right.
change your smile
So
a bit. Then you can go out again.
okay. Okay. So I forgot the question already. Ya Allah. Okay.
Your
So
thought on online classes and the university's decision.
okay. Um. To be fair, I haven't given this much thought. However, the few things that I know for sure are as mentioned by Rafiq Shahmi, such as not everyone has the accessibility to internet, to good internet, and then on top of that, the resources. I think many of us students went back home thinking that it will be just a 1 week thing or 2 week thing, and by then we'll be back. So many of people just left their books in Mahala. And unfortunately, just imagine, if we have like quiz, slides alone are not going to be enough. You need your books, you need your notes. So I think it is, uh, I would say, correct decision by IUM. As a matter of fact, I mean, not that. I mean, in addition to that, we also have to be extremely cautious about COVID-19, especially knowing that its virality rate is really high. It's pretty much, if it's still there, the risk of everyone sort of getting affected by it is still there. So as long as it's not eradicated completely, and as long as we have not found like a cure to it, there's still going to be a risk of a pandemic just starting all over again. And then regarding accounting, to be fair with you, accounting is yeah, it's really hard. I think I'm having a hard time trying to catch up with the changes, especially after entering the department. I didn't think that it would be that difficult. So to be honest with you, I am like extremely glad this AMCO happened like just sort of at the right time, in a way that I now have plenty of time to just sort of catch up with the stuff that I didn't understand when I was in the classroom. And then what else can I add? I don't have much to add with that, but I would like to answer Aina's question. Any tips, best stock to invest in? Is that okay if I answer that, Anas?
Go ahead, bro. No
Okay.
problem.
All right. So basically, when you're investing in stock, firstly, you have to know what's your goal. Is it long-term gain or short-term increase? So for long-term gain, I would suggest to choose companies that you know are top brands that you know are going well and very likely not what do you call that, not face any bankruptcy risk of any major failures by the company. So maybe companies like Touch Lady or Petronas or Aeon, those kind of stocks you can rely on. For short term gain, you would need to, what do you call that? It will take a lot of research, a lot of dedication, because short term is how you earn on short term is basically you invest a lot, so that means the risk is higher. So if it goes by even 1 cent, let's say if you invest 1,000 ringgit, if it goes by 1 cent down, it's going to affect quite a lot. It's going to get like at least a few hundred. So for short term, um, the one that I think like sort of like low risk but higher return is when you find a stock that is like sort of at the rock bottom already. So you know for a fact that they're not going to go any lower and they're just going to go rise up after that. So like for instance, the one that I did was Star. I saw the standard stock price to be like around 50 cents and all. And then I saw it last week to be around 27 cents. So I understood that it's just going to go up after that. And then I think one thing to keep in mind is also to just be aware of your surroundings, because stock market is extremely sensitive to your surrounding. For instance, right now, COVID-19, if you go ahead and just have a look at the graphs of share prices for pharmaceutical companies, healthcare companies, this is basically going up. So it's kind of, at this point, it's kind of difficult already to invest in them because their stock prices are already too high. But yeah, you need to be aware of your surroundings. Like for instance, AirAsia. Um, you know, this year we had like 3 events that majorly affected AirAsia stocks. If you go ahead and look at the graphs of AirAsia share prices, if I'm not mistaken, usually it will be around 5 ringgit, 4 ringgit, or 6 ringgit, around that range. So, what do you call that? Unfortunately, at the beginning of the year, we heard the news that Tony Fernandez might have been involved in like a bribe scandal with Airbus, if I'm not mistaken. So from that point, you would see that there's quite a sharp decline in that. And then to add to that, to make things worse, um, we had like political changes, major political changes this year. So that also affected the stock market very badly. 44.4 billion was erased, as a matter of fact. And then to add to that, you also have COVID-19. So guess what? At the beginning of the year, the share price of AirAsia, I think around 4 or 3 ringgit. Right now, it's just 80 cents. It was affected that badly. So yeah, that's one tip, to be very aware of your surroundings and capitalize on that. So this is the high risk, high return strategy.
Wow, thank you. So I think we learned something new today regarding the stock exchange. So I think stock exchange is of course very risky, but if you know how to play with it, I think it will be like a great benefit. Just we have to be smart, like brother Rafiki. And so, okay, next question. I think we can take one more. Not one more. We can take a lot more, but this one is from Amira Sahudi. She asked, I'll show it. Can you give your opinion on the issue of students that cannot go back home during this MCO period? Because it has extended, I think, for two times already. Since the first phase, second phase, and now we are in the third phase until 28th of April. So, what are your thoughts on the students, and do you think that the students, the university's management has taken good care of them? And do you think that they should be allowed to go back home if the MCO is extended? Maybe Brother Rafiq, you can start. Yes.
Apa lagi gitu?
Yeah, thank you. Why you laugh, brother Rafiki? Okay,
Tak ada,
the
tak ada.
reason why, fun fact, guys. The reason why four flat is called four flat is because of this guy. Yeah, you can see why. So, all right.
Tak.
I never got
So
fourth flat, man.
you, okay, boleh lah. You're the nearest, man. You're the nearest to four
The
flat.
nearest that is very
Uh,
consistent, right?
very consistent. Not not like us. Not like me.
Me too.
Okay, so
This question, please read.
thank you. Oh, thank you, Amira, for your question. Um, student cannot balik. Is it okay or not? For me, the reason why we have this MCO or PKP even is because like things are happening. The only thing that we can do to capitalize our attack on COVID-19 is by social distancing and also by not meeting other people. It might lead to family not meeting each other. It might lead to friends like staying alone in Mahalla, but like that's what we need to do right now because we haven't find anything else to fight this COVID-19 with. This MCO or PKP is the only thing or the only measures that we can see that is helping. The reason why you can see that 36 cases of people right now today, and that is much lower than our cases a few weeks before. A few weeks before, we were approaching 200, 180, 170, 160. So it proves that this is working. Statistically, it's proven. So I think if it's extended, then of course I don't think any movement or major movement needs to be done because that is how you spread COVID-19 and create a new cluster. Even though we are sure, like maybe in our university we don't have any COVID-19 people, but we can't know because there is a lot of people in the university. So like this movement, it can lead to like be like 10K people moving all around the country, even though they don't have COVID-19 at first, they might contract COVID-19 where they are moving from state to state. And even though the people who are staying in the bus and if it's sanitized or things like that in the same bus, you can't you can't justify like for maybe for people who are staying in KL or like I don't know Negeri Sembilan, maybe you can justify like oh it's 2 hours, so it's like not that long. But for people who are in Kelantan or Terengganu or Johor or Kedah, Perlis, you can't like that is a long time in the bus with people, 40 people in a bus. That is a long time. Anything can happen, and when you and usually bus trips, you don't have like maybe one long bus trips. You usually have stops, and at those stops, you have risks of contracting COVID-19. So that is why I feel like things like this everyone is of course I'm not belittling people who are staying in mahalla at how they're struggling, and I know people are struggling, but we too are struggling, and we can only struggle with this virus with the weapon that only we know. We haven't find any vaccines yet. We don't know any treatment yet to this. So the only thing that we can rebel the only thing that we can do to fight this virus is by staying at where you are. So, like, that is how we destroy COVID-19. It might seem very insignificant right now, but you are doing amazing job of just doing nothing. Of course, you can also do something else in your time, find a new hobby, read novels, watch animes, watch movies, things like that. You can do it. So this is your time, like things that the things that you can't do during normal stuff, you can do it right now. You can find, rediscover yourself, create books, create crochet, anything. Just stay at your place. This is your way of fighting the people.
So is this what
Virus.
you are seeing right now? This comment.
Ah, what?
If you read this comment, is this
So
what?
for you, it's better if they just
What's your
university, right? Yeah, I'm saying yeah. Basically, stay put. They provide good food already in university, Wi-Fi, 1 gig internet every day. Of course, that's not. But they provided you things to be done. Of course, if you feel that that's not enough, you can always do something else. Maybe not in your room, maybe in just maybe safe and social distancing. Just do social distancing in university, and yeah, you will be safe and kenyang and a lot of things. IIUM is the best.
truth? I I will back you
Thank
up
you.
until the day I die with that statement. I am still there. Okay, maybe Brother Rafiki could add on because maybe Brother Rafiq has stated his opinion on the students, the state of the students that are on campus right now. Maybe you could add on are you satisfied with how the government and also the university, whatever that they had done during this COVID-19 period in terms of like towards the students and towards the youth? What's your opinion on that?
Honestly speaking, I think I couldn't be happier with how the government handled this pandemic. Obviously, the KKM under the list, especially the division that handles COVID-19 pandemic, led by Director General Dato Dr. Nur Hisham, he's done a splendid job. He's been very assertive of his position, not what do you call that, to ensure that Malaysia applies and co as soon as the case reach 1,000, I think, right? So obviously, it's been showing positive results. As you said earlier, today we only have 30 something cases with 0 deaths, and it um, it does show that it is working, which is why, therefore, I think at this point there is literally no harm in hearing the government's recommendation, even if it you know even if it hurts us, not being able to go out, not being able to have fun, but it is what it is. It is for the public benefit. It is for everyone's benefit, and I think we should really reflect on this one Malay idiom, susah-susah dahulu senang-senang kemudian, because like right now it's really hard, having to stay at home for 1 month and a little bit more. But at the end of the day, we know that at this rate, we will be possibly the fastest nation to recover from COVID-19. And then, to add to what Rafiq said regarding whether or not uni students should stay at home, I think I agree with Rafiq. We should just let uni students stay at their mahala, um, at their hostels. But given that, we have to ensure that university administration are taking good care of our students as well. So I think in IAM that's not a big problem. They are served with good foods, good facility. So I am extremely thankful and glad that my friends over there are doing well. That's
Wow, true. So did you guys request for the BPN 200 ringgit for the students? Random question. Did you?
uh, yeah, of course. I mean,
Of course, right? I mean, and
I mean, it is provided to us. So
it
in
is
a
to
way,
help
we
everyone.
We'll
But
be
yeah.
using it, to invest.
no, no, not only that, but if some of us are like more privileged, maybe you could give,
Mm-hmm.
you can give it to
Mm-hmm.
like poor people in your neighborhood.
Mm-hmm.
Salah,
Maybe.
salah. Okay. Maybe Brother Rafiki can give it to me.
Allah.
So I think,
Can
mm,
speak or give me seed.
about students, right?
Yeah.
Probably, if you want to talk about welfare, it is a very wide and broad topic, and even probably in your department, in your society, because you are not only for example, like a dakwah-based society or a society that have their own personal purview, because your
Mm-hmm.
society is about managing the students and about managing the students' welfare. Like for me in IKHS Student Society, um, we have been thinking a lot. We have been meeting like almost every day because these welfare issues is very broad. And for example, in welfare, there's finance, there's even mental health is including in welfare. For example, like about the students' activities, they cannot go out. So what can they do in their small space in their mahalla or their home? So, and even like there's one question here from Aina Taslim is about like they have catered this one side of the welfare, which is like the foods and probably the finance issues that maybe they are facing right now. But one thing that people cannot see, or it is very vulnerable for some people that would not share about their current state, is about their mental health condition. And we have been talking about mental health, and I think this thing is not a taboo anymore. And this topic on mental health is actually, I think, have been very widely spread, and it has improved because there's no stigma if you have mental health. And this thing is like clinically proven, right? And there's, I mean, of course, some people would still think that mental health is associated with like low faith or all that crap stuff, right? So maybe you guys can share any initiatives or maybe something that you know to help these people that are facing mental health issues during this unprecedented moment of COVID-19. Brother Rafiq, maybe you can start.
Yeah, thank you, Anas. On this issue, mental health, of course, it's a very important issue. People, some people die because of mental health. Some people are suffering because of mental health, and we don't discriminate. We rather like we welcome you if you want to search for help. But of course, I think this mental health awareness is much more of a collective issue. We might have the initiative, like people might from universities, like especially from IAUM, they like created like maybe timetables for you to contact the counselors and also to receive help. But of course, you have to contact them first. They don't know if you have mental health or not if you don't contact them first. So basically, I think it's a collective effort. Like if you know your friends are having problems in university, check out on them, ask them every day, maybe not every day, daily, weekly, or monthly, but not monthly. That's too far. Maybe weekly. Like ask them like how are they doing? Are you fine? Are you okay? And check up on them because when you have friends that check up on you, you feel like people actually care and you feel that you matters. So like these people might of course tell you the problems and things like that. So you can direct them to the proper channel. For me, I think there's a lot of channel already. There's Befrienders KL, Carrier Service Unit from IAUM, and of course there's NGOs that caters to people of mental health. Also from KKM, they provided mental health help. So the initiative is there. It's just the effort from collective people. People need to be aware of their friends. You cannot only be aware of yourself only right now. You need to be aware, but of your friends too, and you need to kind of have that social acumen, or in the layman terms, like social skills to actually identify if your friends have help, have like problems or no. Like if you're best friends with people, you will know if that guy or girl have mental health or no.
They are not acting like usual. They are acting like another person. They are acting out of norms. So that is one of the things that you maybe can check. And I think we initiative a lot, and I think what we need now is the effort or like teaching people how to identify if they have symptom of early mental health illness, or they can detect from their friends, or they can pass their friends to the right authority. Of course, like you can't just give advices to people. Like wantonly, you need to have a good foundation of what is actually mental health, because sometimes your advice may actually backfires, because people, when they're in the illness state or they're not in their right minds, they will perceive your words as different from what you mean. You might mean well to them, you might be talking about things that are benefiting them, but they don't feel that way. They don't feel you are trying to help. They feel that you are trying to um, put you in a place that make them feel, bersalah, make them feel guilty of having that feeling at all. Because what we need to embrace right now is feeling guilty, feeling sad over trivial things is fine. Feeling angry over trivial thing is fine. That is human. That is why you are made human. You need to be understanding. Um, so like you need to know like how to actually be human. You need to treat human as human. You cannot treat other people like you treat yourself, because sometimes the way you treat yourself may actually be harmful to other people. So have a good foundation of mental health illness. You can't just go into this blindly and telling people, oh, you don't, you cannot have mental health because it's bad, mental health illness because it's bad, and then they're like, oh yeah, I don't have mental health illness. No, that's not how it happens. There'll be a lot of crying, a lot of fighting, a lot of things happening, and you need to be calm throughout, because if you are not calm and they obviously not calm, who will stay calm in this friendship? You need to be calm and assess things objectively, and you cannot look at them like them as a liability. You cannot look at them like that, because friends are there when you need them. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you, Brother Rafiq. Yes, it is actually a collective effort from everyone to reach out to any of us that are having this kind of problem. And regarding this comment, yes, we have a lot of hotlines, as Brother Rafiq said, a lot of initiatives by the government, also by our university, IUM themselves. They have provided psychosocial support by our psychiatrists from university, our amazing psychologists, psychology lecturers from School of Human Sciences. So this initiative really makes us know the real definition of we are in this together, we can win, because it's a collective effort by everyone for everyone. And so I think this will be the last question for Brother Rafiki. As you all know, we are in our third phase of MCO, and this will last until 28th of April. So taking into consideration of the lowering, like like for example the yesterday's cases which have decreased tremendously from 100 plus to 80 to now 30, do you think MCO should be extended any further, or what is your opinion?
Right. To me, I do not have the numbers. I do not have the data. I do not have the time to analyze all the graphs and all. However, what one thing for sure, as I mentioned earlier, COVID-19 is incredibly easy to be spread around. So that means if it's still there, there's always going to be a risk of pandemic restarting all over again. Which is why I think, um, at the very least, we should just follow the orders of the government. And as of now, to not get too complacent, especially after knowing that the number has reduced significantly over the past month. Um, so of course, it just means fewer cases reported. So keyword there, reported, not in fact, not the actual infected number. So we do not know, which is why again I would like to emphasize: stay at home and follow the orders of the government to make sure that we can win um, as soon as we can. Thank you.
Thank you. So just follow the order of the government, everyone, and inshallah this virus will
Together.
stop at least. Yes, together. At least in Malaysia, because the government has done tremendous job, and all of us like can do our part by staying at home. I think this is the easiest task, and because everyone, like some of the people out there, are risking their life, sacrificing their life as a frontliner. For example, even like the Grab food rider that deliver us food. Without them,
Mhm.
the society won't function, because in new normal, they are the front line that is very much needed in the current situation. So I think this will be the format of our podcast every other day. Maybe I'm not sure about our schedule yet. Everything will be updated soon, but
Right.
we will keep it short and sweet, around 1 hour. And as this is uploaded on YouTube, maybe we can also try to upload it on what is it? Spotify. Yes, Spotify. Maybe
MashaAllah.
I will try to upload lah if I can.
Love that.
Promising, but maybe
Sipang santai.
another level, because I think this has come out better than I expect. Maybe
Mhm.
even though we are from the same university, we're the same gang, we have
Mhm.
different, not say opinion, but different perspective of things. When like we talk about one topic, maybe you guys, like one of you will touch on this side, and this side. So like one topic can be expounded into different branches, and based on what we see about, like, and how we touch the topic itself. So I would like to say thank you to Brother Rafiq Shami and Brother Rafiki. Maybe all of us three would be the main host for this podcast, because maybe I will try to find another, like any other guest, to share any other topic. And thank you to all of the viewers. We are very, very grateful for having all of you here, and in midnight. So any last words from both of you, Rafiq? But
Whoa, whoa.
you want me to open it? Cannot. This will be on. Go viral then I die. Man. Okay.
um, thank you everyone. Although I cannot see who is watching, but you guys are awesome, man.
Awesome.
Right.
Any suggestion on the next topic, Rafiq, that we can?
We should talk. I don't know, novels. I don't
Yes.
know, anime. I don't know.
I'm watching Haikyuu, by the way.
Oh, very
No
nice.
spoilers, but yes, I'm on sixth episode, I think.
Oh, very nice. I
Finally
very
lah.
much.
I mean, literature interview will be interesting, right?
What is it?
Considering what literature interview, hey, review. Oh no.
That's why we are for flat, even though, you know, we are not that smart. Literature review, wow. That's
Review, yeah.
Oh,
we can consider.
review
Rafiki,
comics.
Sorry.
any last words from you?
Oh, and that's words. So, firstly, thank you, Anas, for inviting me. I've got to say this is quite a pleasant experience. I enjoyed it a lot. Rafiq, even though you buffered a lot, I am extremely thankful that you're here. Thank you for your points. I learned a lot as well today. Thank you as well to the viewers for asking questions. I think I've learned a little bit from you guys as well. So I look forward to the next session. I mean, as I would say, post-pandemic, I think the earliest we can do that is probably in September, because
True, I think this
it,
is a interesting topic to
because,
discuss.
because like first of all, what defines the end of the pandemic? We do not know. This is completely new experience to humanity, basically, right? But yeah, I think we have to have, like, 3 months at least to be able to have some kind of knowledge on maybe the process of recovery, how to improve it, and the economy outlooks and other stuffs. So that's all for me. I look forward to the next session, Anas.
Before I end our session, I would just like to say this is a world without a vaccine. So
Alright.
say no to anti-vaccine. Stay safe, everyone.
Vaccine,
Stay at home.
vaccine yourself.
Wherever you are, vaccine yourself. Let's do whatever we can to stop this spread of COVID-19. Let's beat this together. We are in this together. We can win. Assalamualaikum and thank you.
By the
Bye.
way,
Yeah.
don't forget to wish Dr. Isam birthday. It's today.
Oh, is it? Okay. Happy
Yeah.
birthday, Ayah.
Ayah. Mantap.
Thank you.
Alright.
Assalamualaikum.
Thank you, salam. Bye bye.